show it.
Right.
Boom, nobody.
I'll be right. Old Fujin-Con card.
Oh.
Okay, got the card?
Got it.
Alright. Oh, good. Got the member number on here, too. That's good. Alright, Bushinkan card.
One more second. Okay.
Alright, got it? Good.
Alright, so,
And you have your ID card?
yeah. Got my military ID. This is old. It has not been updated
Okay.
because it doesn't expire until 2009.
Well, yeah. I'm not going to show, I'm blocking out the social security number for obvious reason, but military ID issued in 2001, August.
Yep. Got it all.
Alright, good. So you came active in 2001?
Right.
Okay. Alright, when did you go to Ranger School?
Well, let's see. This was my contract in exact order, and I made sure I had it all laid out before I went anywhere. Okay. So, in 2001, I joined, went to basic. Immediately after graduation of basic, went to AIT,
Well, what MOS? Just to be sure.
11 Bravo.
11 Bravo.
Right. Okay. And I believe it was the. I still have my old unit crest just in case you want to see them.
Ah, I see.
But it would help out, for the units. But then I went to airborne school.
Okay.
Then I went to air assault school over in Fort Campbell. Then I came back for Pathfinder. Then I went to Bragg for Halo school.
Pathfinder. Halo at Brad.
Right. Then I went straight to Fort Benning for Ranger school.
What, same year?
I would have to, do the math of the months and everything like that. But I can just tell you exactly which order. I don't really pay attention to dates too much. I don't even remember what year I was born, so.
Alright, so active duty, basic, airborne school, air assault, Pathfinder, Halo, then went to Ranger school.
Right.
Okay, do you remember your class number?
I wish I could. I have a group picture, but
Do you still have the picture?
I do. It's somewhere on my computer.
Well, if you could post that, that'd probably help too.
Right.
Then, that'd help alleviate. Alright, so after Ranger school,
I was assigned to Alpha Company for the 3rd Ranger Battalion.
3rd Ranger Battalion.
Right.
Okay.
My first company commander was Captain Taylor.
The seal was Captain Taylor.
Yep.
You remember his first name?
No.
Nothing with the signature block on it?
What's that? Do I have any
Anything
documents?
like memos, or something you may have gotten from lead form, something?
Yeah. All of my documents are in Texas, and this is the purpose. I thought that I was going to be going back overseas for an extended period of time, like I had already done. So I took all my things, went over to a friend of the family over in Texas, including my dogs, and left everything over there.
Alright, so left all the documents in Texas.
Right.
Alright, when was alright, after that, when was your first deployment?
Let's see. The first deployment was about 1 or 2 months after I was assigned to the unit.
So was it Afghanistan, or let me put it, when was you went to Afghanistan?
It was Afghanistan first.
Okay, so do you remember what mission number it was?
I would have to, look at some of my records.
What year?
It was either, I believe it was in 2002. Nope, it might have been 2003.
So 2003 to Afghanistan.
Approximately 2003.
Yeah, I can't spell it. Okay. Approximately
Right.
2003.
Right.
All right.
Because it was March 28th when we did I was already in and out of Iraq for about 6.5 months before March 28th when we did a combat jump in there, and that's when I was shot in the hip.
All right. So you deployed to Afghanistan. Was that Afghanistan was first?
Right.
And then you went to Iraq?
Right. After 1 year in Afghanistan, came back for 2 weeks.
So 1 year in Afghanistan.
Right.
Okay, 1 year tour. All right. Now, any combat in Afghanistan?
Yes.
Okay, so saw combat in Afghanistan.
Right. And I posted the action on there already that explained the details of his specific award of the Bronze Star.
Okay. Did you get your CAB? I don't see a CAB.
No, because I got the CIB.
Yeah, but the CAB is in conjunction with the CAB because you get the CIB as well, but any action tour you still get the CAB.
I have never heard that from anybody. Now my brother got the CAB because he's not in an infantry unit and he's not an infantry soldier.
We'll roll with that. All right. So went there. Now I see a star up there.
Right.
Okay.
The first one was Afghanistan. The second one is for Iraq.
Okay. So you got the star, and do you have the spearhead? Just make sure my eyes don't have me here.
By all means.
All right. So you got the dual stars on the on the airborne wings. Make sure. Just to make sure where you're going.
I did 35 jumps total. And that's why I got the senior parachute.
Okay. Alright, so saw combat there, Afghanistan, 1 year tour, then came to Iraq.
Right.
Alright.
My missions were usually between 2 days and 2 weeks long, in and out.
Tuesday to 2 week missions. Alright, and combat jump into Iraq.
Right.
Combat.
March 28th.
March 2004?
Correct.
And that was still 3rd Ranger Bat.
Right.
Alright, so thing got shot in the hip, received wound in the hip.
Right.
Alright. And from there you got the Purple Heart.
Right. And actions proceeding, I also was awarded the Silver Star,
Okay.
which I had already posted on there.
Purple Heart and then Silver Star. So Silver Star was awarded for Iraq.
Right.
Okay, Silver Star. Alright, and there you post the reasons for that. Now, do you have the citations?
All my documents, every single thing, including my birth certificate, is all in Texas. If you need someone to verify that, I can call them up right now.
Okay, order in Iraq, blah, blah, blah. And you were shot. And do you still have the scar? Do we mind if we take a picture of the scar?
Well, the scar is pretty much gone, but I do have a picture of my stitches, and I wouldn't mind,
Okay, can you get the picture of the stitches?
Yeah. It's on my computer.
Alright, just post that on the...
Okay.
If you just posted that, probably be better.
Okay. You can
Alright.
see where it is, right there on the left hip.
Okay, so just to recap to make sure Everything's right.
Right.
All right. You're attached to Eisenhower right now.
Right.
All right. So you're still active duty.
Right.
Okay. You're no longer part of the Bujinkan, but you were former member of the Bujinkan. We saw that in the card.
Right.
But you still teach Bujinkan material.
Right.
Okay. You became active in 2001, MOS 11 Bravo. Then from there went to Airborne School, went to Aerosol School, Pathfinder School, did Halo at Bragg, and then went to Ranger School.
Correct.
Okay. Then was assigned to Alpha Company, 3rd Battalion, 3rd Ranger Bat, I should say. Alpha Company, 3rd Ranger Bat, and CO was Captain Taylor.
Right.
Okay. First deployment was approximately 2003 to Afghanistan. 1-year tour, saw combat. Then after that, 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, went to Iraq.
Right.
All right. You did a combat jump in Iraq on March 28, 2004.
Right.
Okay. General length of missions were 2 days to 2 weeks. Received Purple Heart from being shot in the hip,
Right.
left hip. Received Silver Star awarded in Iraq for actions that were posted on the site.
Right.
Okay. So we got that out. Now, since you're still active, would you be able to get a copy of your ERB?
I'm not sure, because I've had problems with everything, including payment, for a long time. And like I posted also, I have had people who have tried to locate my records, people who are colonels, full colonels, and still have not been able to find anything on me. And obviously you can see that that would be quite frustrating.
Yes.
Because I'm trying, to fix up my pay and everything. And
So that would explain that, because I tried looking up on the AKO,
Right.
I couldn't find anything.
Right. Right.
So we were having a problem, records problem.
Right. And I have contacted, I was first told to contact Washington, what was it? It might have been Missouri that they told me to contact. And then later else they told me to contact the VA, then they told me to contact Washington. And I've contacted everybody, I've written letters even to one of these.
What about your branch manager at DA?
I don't think I've written letters to them, but I've written.
Did you try calling?
No.
Because that's what I do. When I've had a records problem,
Yeah.
or if I had anything with an issue, I usually call. I'll call my branch manager. I'll call if there's nothing that's local at the PSB.
Right.
I'll call them, and they
Yeah.
usually guide me in the right direction.
Well, see, a lot of this stuff, I'm not familiar on, but my company commander has been helping me, a lot.
Now, is Captain Taylor still your current company commander, or
It's-
do you fall under someone else here?
It's currently Captain Peterson, and it was in Iraq. He was promoted and reassigned.
Captain Peterson.
Right.
All right. Is he stationed here, or is he at
Fort Benning.
Benning?
Right.
Company commander for Alpha Company?
Right.
Okay, no ERB, no CRB. Okay, not a problem. All right, so let's get down to the school. All right, now you received your Godon test from Hatsumi.
Right.
Okay, when did you take your Godon test?
Well, again, I'm not good with dates, but I did travel to Japan, and I was there for almost a year training with many different people. And now, this is what I had also tried to post. My Godon test was not just a Godon test, because none of the training that I have ever received was in a formal dojo, ever. It was all very traditional. First, it was in the backyards of my first sensei, and then of course.
I didn't write this down.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I was not taught things like Shodan and Godon until after I had started training with Hatsumi. You see what I'm saying? My first sensei taught me things like about the low-class ninja. Once you were worthy to become a ninja, which would be the equivalent of our shodans. And this is what I was taught. You see what I'm saying? Which, of course, you can only go as far as you're taught, right?
Sure.
Right. So, as soon as you got your shodan, and of course, I teach the same exact way because this is what I was taught. So your shodan would be your entrance into the life of a ninja. You'd be officially a ninja, and you'd be gaining a low-class ninja, right? So the low-class ninja are training to become better up to about 4th degree black belt. Right. 5th degree black belt, they become a master, they become a tuning, and of course a leader and a teacher. And the tunings, they are supposed to teach the academy levels. And obviously the 10th degree and higher are supposed to teach the guineas, the black belts. So this is what I was taught. Now, I am not saying that I'm 100% right. I'm not saying that what I am doing would be necessarily agreeable to everyone. But this is what I was taught, and I'm going to go as far as I can with it.
Okay. That's fine. You're going with how you were taught.
Right.
Okay.
Now, the tuning selection exam that I had tried to explain earlier, this was, see, for my shodan, I'll go into that one first. For my shodan, my first sensei, he made me go through all of the entrance level material up to the black belt. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then once I had gone through all of that information, then he had me do a knife disarm from him at full combat speed. And after that, then he took me to a local karate dojo where he had me fight 3 of their black belts. I was only 12 years old at the time. I had started when I was 8 years old. After 4 years, he finally said that I was acceptable in his eyes. So because of that, then he said that I was worthy of being a ninja, you know, and then he started teaching me after that. He started teaching me how to better improve all of my techniques, and of course, how to master them.
Okay. So that was for the shodan test.
Right.
Shodan test. You said you were 12?
Right.
You started. I remember you saying you started at 8.
Right. So again, I can't verify that this is 100% right. All I can verify is that it's what I've been taught.
Okay. So you got your shodan test at 12 years old, went through all the material.
Right.
And then had to spar at karate school.
Against 3 at the same time.
Spar against
So
3 black belts.
right. Now this, I want to show you this. This is just some of my material. But all of this, as you can see, is handwritten and personally translated by myself. I don't have any other assistants. This is it. So this is my 2nd degree black belt material. That's half of it. As you can see, that's what I'm currently going to be teaching you guys, and the other.
And then the notes from students.
Right.
Okay.
Just in case you're curious about the way I grade, I have a grade of 1 to 5. Obviously, the 1 would be an F and a 5 would be an A, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I'll figure out what I think they did, and I'll give them a score for each of these, and then I'll get a total. And of course, the average is the total. The average of all of these specific categories. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
So once I get the average of the subcategory, then I get the average of the whole test. If they score below 80, they fail. They should
80
not.
would be like a 1?
No.
Or below 80 would be like a 1?
Well, no. If they score any 3s, they're in chance of failing unless they got a lot of 5s.
Okay. So if they score lower than, if they score like a 2 here, that's failing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But if they score 3, that's
Right.
halfway. And then 5 is they aced it.
Right.
Okay.
So the 4s would be like a B average, barely passing, would be an 80, and then 5s would be like you said, like the A's did. So as you can see, that's something I had written from memory, typed it out, and of course translated also it. So.
All right. So when you went to Shodan at 12.
Right.
Now because I saw we have the Bujinkan card. When did was your teacher actually part of the Bujinkan then, or were you?
Honestly, I cannot tell you whether or not I am positive that he was part of the Bujinkan. All I can tell you is that he did train with Hatsumi, because he told me specifically that whenever I became a black belt, whenever I became a Shodan, as they say, he made me swear allegiance to the Grand Master of ninjutsu, which at the time happened to be Hatsumi. So, of course, it would be allegiance to whoever it is, just in case anything happens and you get a new one.
Roger. All right, but I'm saying, like, when did you get the card showing that
Right.
you were you knew that you were a member of the Bujinkan?
Right. That wasn't until I was about 18 years old, and that was when I actually went to Japan, trained over there, and I participated training with Hatsumi, and I got.
So you trained at the Humble with Hatsumi.
Right. But it wasn't just Hatsumi. My other sensei was there also.
Who do you remember the name?
I do, but he wished to remain nameless. But believe me, I would be very happy to provide you with all of the names, information, dates, contact details. The dates I don't have. All the certificates, they're in Texas. And names.
Now, Ben Cole was talking about, I remember he posted one of the certificates up there.
Right.
And they said it was someone else's name on there.
Right.
So, can you explain that one?
Well, this is what I'll tell you, okay? Because I can't really explain it myself, but this is what I'll tell you. Now, when I had first started training, even after I had already got my Genin, right, he had shown me the scroll of what I would get when I passed, but he never actually gave me one. He just told me that, today, he gave me a speech. Today, you're welcomed as a ninja. There's many challenges ahead. Make sure you keep strong and sharp. Stuff like that. So, I never asked for one. I was young. I didn't know much. Still now. I still don't know too much. I just know what I've been taught. So, then after that, going to Japan, training in Japan, here again, I was not given anything. It wasn't until most recently, which I would say about 2005, maybe the beginning of 2006, that I received all of these certificates. Now, they could, this is what I'm saying for the record, they very well could be copies of somebody else's certificates that somebody posted online that he just wanted to give me because he could not find a better way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you have the certificates here, or are they in Texas?
They're in Texas.
They're in Texas.
Right. So I have them scanned and on my computer, and obviously that's how I was able to send them. So here again, I'm not saying that those are necessarily given to me by Hatsumi. I never stated that. What I did state is that these are what I was given. When I was given them, they were rolled and they were tied with something similar to this ribbon. And he specifically said, this is your Genin scroll. This is your Shujin scroll, Master scroll. This is, you see what I'm saying? So here again, I'm just going off of what I was taught. If I'm wrong, I don't know what I'm going to do or what I should do, but this is what I was taught, and of course I have to go with that, right?
True enough. Now, since this is your school now, and you're heading up to school.
Right, and as you can see, I call it the Wolfpack Ninja Academy, because I also teach the Forbidden or Abandoned 10th School, which I only teach that to the Black Belt Advanced students. I'll show you a little bit of this stuff.
Now, question, I didn't see this. Can you tell us the name of the school, the 10th school?
I was not told the name of the school. I was only told that there was 10 and possibly more. But he knew of 10, and and then it was abandoned by Hatsumi because it was giving them a bad name. And people were joining for the wrong reasons. They wanted to be, you know, assassins and learn poisons and explosives and all that stuff.
Hatsumi is still the master of the school.
Oh,
he's
still the grandmaster. He just doesn't teach it anymore.
He just doesn't teach it to anybody.
Right.
But because this is what the question is going to arise. Because we actually have there are some high-ranking people on MAP.
Right.
All right, like
And
Ben
I
Cole,
never, right.
Okay.
See, and here again, I never said that I was the only last remaining.
I'm not saying,
but some people said I did.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying because, like, Dale, even though personally, I don't jive everything with Dale, and that's straight honest. And you actually, because, you know, I have my own reservations on that, but it's not him per se. I'm not his knowledge. It's some of his methods he teach,
right.
Or I should say his views on training. However, but he is, you know, he holds a high rank in the Bujinkan. He's respected for that. He's known for that. Same with Ben Cole.
Right.
All right. So these guys, and Ben Cole is in Japan.
Right.
All right. He's training at the Hanbu. I'm not sure if he's still currently training at the Hanbu and stuff like that. But the thing I'm asking, because these guys are some high rank, and they're saying they've never heard of a 10th school.
Right.
So that's why we were trying to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if someone said, you said you can't tell your teacher.
Right.
Okay. He wants to remain anonymous. We'll respect that.
Well, I have to respect it because
you
he was
respect
my
that.
first master.
But if, it's just that we wanted to get, we were just trying to get that cleared up because if I was going to go and ask for information on schools or stuff like that, training with Hatsumi, these are the guys I would even turn to, even though I don't agree with all their views on training.
Right.
So this is what we were trying to get at, but we'll leave it at that and we'll move on. But what's the name of your school, or what? You call it Wolfpack. You just call it Wolfpack?
I call it a Wolfpack Ninja Academy because we are all learning ninjutsu. We are all becoming ninja, and the Wolfpack, is a tight-knit group of people who really stick together. One family, and that's what I believe in. That's why I posted about being ninja brethren, because as far as I've been taught, that's what we are. We all train for the same aspect, and therefore we are brethren by association or by knowledge.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So you don't have a specific. I was just saying. I didn't know if you had like a specific name for your brew, like Togakure. Yeah, I can't speak. Togakure Ru Ninjutsu or Kumogakure Ru Ninjutsu or something like. But this is just
the Wolfpack Ninja. It teaches it all.
That's what I wanted to make sure.
Right, and that's why I don't have any Bujinkan name, because I do not claim to be Bujinkan. I just claim to teach Bujinkan. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
right.
Okay. I think I got everything covered that I wanted to cover.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Does that 8-track player work, man?
Yes. You want me to turn it on?
No, I believe you. That's good.
We want to go to certain countries.
Alright, tell everybody to go outside and be quiet. Alright, so the tune-in selection exam, as I was taught, okay? This was by my sensei and by Hatsumi. So I had to go through a course. I'm not saying it was an obstacle course, but it was like a trail. And it was about a mile long. And there was various different people who would pop out at me from nowhere, and of course I was supposed to, suppress them immediately and keep going. So that was the first part. Well, no, actually that was the second part. The first part was kind of more of a training simulation than anything else.
Let me catch up on it now. So for the go-down test, you have, what was the first part? I'm sorry, start with the first part.
Okay, the first part is that I had to do what he called gathering information, okay, and I had four other ninja with me, and I was supposed to lead them to go capture a scroll from a mock, whatever you want to call it, house or right. And of course there was an unknown of ninja guarding and stuff like that. Now, you know, when I did travel to, like I said, I was only 12 years old. When I traveled to Japan for those 2 weeks, it was with my sensei, and he had a lot of knowledge of people over there.
Okay. When you were 12 or when you were 18?
When I was 12 for my Godon test.
Okay.
It wasn't until my... No, when I was 18.
Waiting for your Godon test.
Right.
All right. So y'all flew into Narita, and was it 2 weeks there training, or was it was 2 weeks training?
It was the 2 weeks for that particular event.
2 weeks for the
right,
test.
and then I went back later on and
Right.
trained for a year.
And then went back later for a year.
Right.
Okay. Continue on the test, please.
So the first part was that we had to capture that scroll, and obviously I had to do all the planning and everything like that, you know, of what was going to happen, and I was responsible for the lives of the people that I led in the mission. You know, as a, you know, to see who is eligible to lead is what the whole purpose of that was. He ended up telling me that afterwards.
Okay. And what was the second part after that?
The second part was a 1 mile course, and there was various different ninja who would hop out at me, and of course some pretty obvious booby traps, you know, like trees that would fall down if you touch something, you know, like branches that had been cut. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Booby traps and obstacles.
Right. I don't want just to seem it like it was an obstacle course, because it was.
But you had things that you had to negotiate.
Right.
Right. Okay. So that was a 1 mile course.
Right.
Okay.
And then towards the end, I had to do a multiple attacker of 5 people.
Okay.
And then, then he told me that I had done well. So of course, then I had made it to the destination. At the destination, again, it was, you know, I really don't know what to call it, like a house or something. Okay, but then he told me to go sit in front of a fireplace and meditate. And I was there for a long time. And I went over all of my knowledge that I had learned, you know, over the years. And then I felt that there was something out of place. I felt there was something wrong. So, of course, I moved, and it happened to be somebody in a shinobi shozuku, you know, full mask and everything, doing.
So this was your Sasuke test.
Right.
All right.
This is the third part, and that's what I was trying to explain. So here again, I cannot tell you that it specifically was Hatsumi. I cannot tell you, you know, that I am right. All I can tell you is that it is the truth. You know.
Right. Now, that was your.
Right. If he was doing this, and he had other connections over there, and he made this whole thing up, and I got taken for a ride, well, at least I learned something in the process. You know. If not, and everything is great, well, by all means, you know.
Okay. Not a problem. Like I said, I'm here to report
Right.
what you told me.
Right.
Let's see.
But I want you to.
Oh, quick question.
Right.
You're E5.
Right.
All right. Where'd you go to PLDC?
It was at Fort Jackson.
Fort Jackson.
Right.
Or PLDC.
I did that after I had come back from Afghanistan.
And that was after Afghanistan.
Right. Because that was battlefield promotions. I lost a hell of a lot of people everywhere we went.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm pretty much out of anything. Anything else you'd like to add on your own, or?
Right. Last thing is the Judon test. Now, this is what I was taught by my sensei. Okay. Now, he specifically told me that once I passed that test, that there was nothing else that he could teach me. That's exactly what he told me. And he said, it's up to you now to go teach the rest of the world what you've learned. So that's, of course, what I did over here. And I've been doing this, you know, for a few years now. And I really enjoy it, you know, teaching kids who have a good heart and don't necessarily, you know, have good influence in their life except for me. So,
That's good. That's admirable.
and as I said, you know, this is a non-profit.
Right, none of the kids
100%,
pay,
that's
none of them
right.
pay for the classes or anything.
If they want to make donations, I put it to the uniforms, to the training weapons that you'll see over there. See, so I'm not trying to take anybody for a ride either. I'm just passing on my knowledge like I was taught.
Okay.
So of course, I kept in contact with my sensei, and then he told me that I needed to go visit him again because I had been doing so well. He came over here and he, you know, met with everyone, you know, kind of like you're doing, and he was really impressed with the way that I was teaching. You know, he said that he was honored that I was his student and that I've done really well. So obviously, you know, that meant a lot to me. And he said, as of today, I'm promoting you, because at the time, you know, I was only a Godon 5th degree. He said, as of today, I'm promoting you to 8th degree. The only reason I'm not giving you your full 10th degree is because you don't have any black belts underneath you yet. Once you get those, then I will give you your full promotion. So this, again, this is what I was taught. This is not, I'm not saying it's right, but this is what I was taught. I was taught that you learn all of your information between your first, you know, up to your 5th degree black belt. And then after 5th degree black belt to 10th degree is about how well you're able to teach to other people and how much, you know, of a positive role model and everything like that. This is what I was taught. I'm not saying it's right, I'm just telling you that's what I've been taught. So, again, I can understand that everybody who has been training in a specific dojo, in a specific way, a lot of people would think, well, gee, that's wrong, you know? But I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's the truth. So, and it's because of that, of course.
You got your Judon after you got black belts on you.
Right. And of course, I won't be able to advance any further until, this is of course what I've been told, until I actually have some masters underneath me, you know, some Godons.
So once you get Godons
Right.
up there, then
Now of course, this is my intention. I do not intend to deceive my students in any way. I tell them everything about my training and everything like that. And as you can see, it is very traditional. It's all done, you know, no mats, you know what I'm saying? All in the ground training.
so yeah, no mats, no nothing, just open air backyard.
Right, training with specific obstacles like using weights as rocks for weights and bamboo for, you know, the learning how to, you know, to move the right way, you know what I'm saying? So I need to get some new bamboo or the way. It's kind of getting old. But things like that, you know, very traditional. Of course, the conditioning, I teach them, you know, there's different levels of it. But of course, first I teach them, you know, that they have to start soft by starting with their hand because they have to get used to being hit, being hit hard. And of course, once that becomes, you know, pretty much irrelevant to them, then they'll start with something like a hanbo, a stick, and just go, you know, to condition. Then after that, then they can use something harder, like a piece of steel. So, again, you know, this is just what I've been taught. But I do intend that if I ever get any of these worthy of the Godon test, I do intend to have them flown to Japan as I was, but I'm going to make sure that they meet and have their picture taken with Hatsumi so he can see and they can see, you know what I'm saying?
All right, well, is that it? Or we go to training now?
Yeah, we'll go to training.
Okay, well, let's go training.
Oh, yeah.
시키나 리베 제가 공유. Welcome our all of this is not new information for you guys. Hopefully we'll be able to go through it. We're going to be going through as much as we can. We're going to stop halfway through. Here's something we got to do. Alright, so you know the first thing we're going to do.
This is John, my jiu-jitsu coach. He's probably gonna kill me after this. Note to self, I need to get some new tabi. got the time, John?
Huh?
Say it again? Oh, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Ralph?